This is John Young with the Disc Jockey News. Today we're looking at a digital mix station. This is a digital DJ mix station. This is from Stanton. This is the SCS 4DJ. What this little guy is basically is a computer, built-in computer that can handle your MP3s on an external hard drive. So you can do a lot of things with this that you can't do with a typical controller. You can also use this as a DJ controller to control some of your favorite applications that you can use on your Mac or your PC that are controlled by a MIDI controller. You can set that up and such. Get a nice touch, nice feel for that. And if you've ever had a chance to touch some of the platters and the sliders and things on this board and a lot of the Stanton boards have a good feel. They just got some really nice stuff out there. But what I wanted to focus on in this video is, if you look way back here, right here, I've got a little USB dongle on there. What I've done is I've taken the top 2,000 songs that I played in the last 10 years on my computer. I put them on a 16 gig thumb drive. And I wanted to show you, kind of take you in a little bit more. We'll just zoom in up here a little bit. And we'll look at our little screen to give you an idea how this actually will work with a media. Again, we're on a thumb drive, so these are all MP3s that it's finding. And you take a look and you have, in this particular sequence here, we've got the title of the song, which we're sorting by title. We've got our artist, beat permitted if it can pick it up, and some it's in, some it's not, and then of course the time of the song. So if we want to, say, get a song going on the left deck, or on A, we can go down to it and say we want to have this Prince song playing. We could go, click load A, and it's there. Now we can go back to browse. If we want to have a song from Paul Davis, let's say we wanted to put that on the right side, we'd go over here to load B. And then down on the bottom, I'm just going to move this a little bit, we get down to our crossfader. We're going to go over to B because if we play A, we'll probably get slapped on YouTube. And there we are. We've got our music. Now, we're going to go over to deck B. We can do a couple of things. This will do a little bending, not a big thing, but you can click the scratch button right there. And it actually has a really cool scratch ability with the scratch button. And when it's off, it does a little bending and such. Nothing really fancy with that. But it has a great feel for those guys who want to be able to do a little scratching and playing with it. You can do that. And the cool thing is, we're doing it all from the little thumb drive, little 16 gig thumb drive that has basically the 2,000 songs that I've played in the last 10 years. Let's go back to browse up here. We're going to go down, let's go down a little bit farther. So I wanted Africa. I want to load that in A. And slide this back up so you can see. And we've got our total controlled. We've got a 3-band EQ on each one. We can take your mids, highs, lows out. It's a cool little board. The big thing, this is a digital mix station that will allow you to do multiple formats. You can plug your laptop in. There's software which will allow you to do the same screen work with the software, the MP3s on your computer. So if you want to be able to do that and access hundreds of thousands of MP3s, you can do it with this. The neat board, I think for the guys who are looking to get a board and getting some DJs out into the field and kind of practicing, I think this type of a device with all the songs on a thumb drive would be a fabulous option. A few of my observations. A couple things I like. First off, it has one mic input. I like that for training new DJs. One mic input without the EQ on the mic is actually kind of attractive because sometimes when you have too many knobs with new DJ, they can manage to mess it up. I like having the master volume down here on this board as opposed to up in here where it's getting crowded, and some of the people, again, newer DJs, that's what I'm looking at this board for, it just wouldn't work as well, where if it's down here, they can set it and then hopefully forget it and just use the volumes here, so they're not going to have problems with their microphone squealing and such as they go up with the main volume, which sometimes you have that. You set your mic early in the night to the early volume, and then as you boost this and you don't reduce the mic, you could have some huge feedback later. Like the feel. The feel is great. It's very simple, well laid out. There's space. There's room to work and do what you need to do. I like the fact that you can send us with DJs with a thumb drive, and they can practice at home. The connections, they come out of the board. We've got RCA out, and we have tip ring sleeve balanced line out right there. So they can do either way. They can plug it into their home stereo if they need to. They can hook in headphones, whatever they need to do. It's a great thing for them to practice with and get the idea of what it's like to be doing some crossfading with the controller. Then, as they advance, this could be hooked up to a computer, and bing, they could be using some of the big-time software and doing some really cool things with it. The feel is great for a beginner, and also for those who've been doing it for a long time. I think they could still find a lot of good out of this board. So overall, I think it's a really cool board. The biggest downfall I could find with it is I have a lot of iPods, and I wanted to put the music from the iPods on this, and it can't handle iPod or iDevices. It's kind of a negative because a lot of my music is kind of sorted out on the iTunes and through that whole rigmarole. If you're into the i stuff, you know what I'm talking about, and they just can't access some MP3 players. But a thumb drive, a $15 thumb drive, you put a lot of songs in it, plug it in, and the guys are off and running with that. So check it out. I'll put a link in the description below, and you can go find out more information about the SCS 4DJ from Stanton. I think it's a great board for the guys who are just getting into it, or the ones who are kind of training the next generation of DJs. This is John Young with the Disc Jockey News.